Okay, very good morning, colleagues, and thank you for joining us today, this morning. Quite an unfortunate day for us as the SAPS, having a former member of the SAPS being arrested on a very serious charge in relation to the murder of witness D, Matipandile Sotheni. Let me start off with the background of the accused that appeared this morning. Matipandile Sotheni is a former member of the SAPS. He joined the ranks in 2005, and in 2010 he joined the Special Task Force. You will know that the Special Task Force is the SAPS's elite team, highly trained, highly specialized members. It costs a lot to train special task force members, and that is why it's so unfortunate that a highly trained, specialized former member can appear in court on such a serious charge. So he resigned from the SAPS in 2019, and from our investigation he then went into the private sector, and it is quite unfortunate that our tactical operators are being targeted by your private companies, by individuals that are wealthy, to protect them and guard them. But now we see today they end up doing such being involved in such heinous crimes. So it's quite unfortunate. It's at the same time good, because it shows that such people do not belong in the service. It's good that he actually resigned. He's no longer part of the blue uniform. But it's quite unfortunate. Like I said, millions are spent. When you look at the cost that it takes to train a special task force member, each special task force member, it costs more than $1 million to train them. So it's quite a loss for the SAPS. But it's good at the same time that we rid our organization of elements, corrupt and criminal elements that don't deserve to be in the blue uniform. So this is the first big case for the Madlanga task team. The task team that was established by the National Commissioner, General Fanema Semola, on instruction by the President, to look into criminal cases that are related to the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry. So this team was established in early February, and on the 8th of February they started with investigating this particular murder, the murder of Matipandile Sotheni. So when we look at this case, we take it back to, it's got links to the murder of Emmanuel Mbenze in 2022. Everything starts there. Because when witness D appeared before the Madlanga Commission, he implicated certain individuals. And following that, our investigation does indicate that you will recall that witness D, I think, testified before the Madlanga Commission early November. By the end of November, these suspects started then following him, tailing him. So we can say that the plan to eliminate him came after he appeared before the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry, and he implicated certain individuals in the murder of Emmanuel Mbenze. So they started tailing him end of November, and on the 5th of December, just after 8:30, they executed their plan. They eliminated him to silence him, because our investigation tells us that he knew a lot. He had already deposed an affidavit before the Madlanga Commission that was implicating quite a few individuals. Then fast forward to right after Matipandile witness D was killed, the SAPS in Gauteng, our Gauteng detectives, then took 2 people into questioning. The first, Viande Pretorius, who we believe was the main suspect in the murder of Matipandile. Fast forward to February, he then commits suicide at a filling station. And you will recall that I had indicated at that time that he was our primary suspect, Viande Pretorius, in the murder of witness D. Upon further investigation, I think the team worked quite hard piecing evidence together, gathering all information. They then find that there were about 2 people in that car. You'll recall that it was a drive-by shooting on the night that witness D was killed. And according to our investigation, the gunman who shot witness D shot him from the car. And that could only be possible if you've got a highly trained gunman to do so. He shot 2 shots and witness D was killed by 1 shot. So it tells you that given the background of Sotheni, they knew that Sotheni would do a clean job. He would execute and eliminate witness D on the spot because of his training, because of the training that our Special Task Force members receive. So they knew that he was the best person for the job. So we then continued with investigations, and according to our investigation, Viandre Pretorius on that evening was the driver of the Suzuki Swift that was used in the drive-by shooting, and Sotheni was then in the passenger seat and he pulled the trigger. 2 shots, 1 shot that killed Marius van der Merwe. So our overwhelming evidence then places them both on the scene, and it also tells us that this particular Suzuki Swift was the one that was driven by Sotheni while he was tailing witness D for quite some time, starting off from the end of November up until that hit was executed on the 5th of December. So the SAPS has been quite hard at work. The detectives have been on the ground, and we unfortunately did find out that the Suzuki Swift belongs actually to the girlfriend of Sotheni. So the team has worked hard in this particular case. We brought the murder charges, conspiracy to commit murder, but at the time that he was arrested, he was found with hundreds of various caliber of ammunition as well, which is quite concerning. But those charges will be added at a later stage, I think. But I think the NPA will then elaborate further on the charges that Sotheni is facing. At this stage, we cannot rule out the possibility of further arrests, but we are quite confident that we have the shooter, the gunman who pulled the trigger on that evening that killed witness D. We are continuing with investigations where we are following up on several individuals that we think would have also had a hand in this particular murder. Like I indicated, witness D implicated several individuals before the Matanga Commission, and I think people started panicking because they knew that he knew too much. He became a threat, he became a danger to them, and that's when the plan to execute him was then born, and then it was then executed, and here we are now. So well done to the team. I think within less than a month of them starting with investigations, they've done quite great work, and they've seized the car that was used in the drive-by shooting. We've got the gunman, and we do believe that the driver of that vehicle that evening committed suicide in February. We are still looking for the AK-47 because our ballistics team that was on the scene that evening did highlight that the firearm that was used in the killing of witness D, it is an AK-47. So we have obtained the J51, the search and seizure warrants, to check several properties where we think that Sotheni may have hid the weapon. So we are still looking for that AK-47, but in terms of arrest, we think we've got our guy. We've got the person who killed witness D.
Perhaps we'll come to